We're 4 days walk from the nearest road. The landscape's vast. The wilderness is almost unlimited. The access is by aircraft, on foot, or on the right day you can boat it, but it's a challenge in itself. Really, we are at the mercy of the weather and the tides in our day-to-day life. It's difficult living out here, but if you do what's needed and everything comes together, it's a really rewarding place to be.
Warwick Mitchell lives in Fiordland, New Zealand's oldest and largest national park. It covers over 12,000 square kilometers, but is home to only a few dozen people. The park's massive mountain range isolates Warwick from civilization.
Living out here, like everywhere, you need shelter, a good dry camp. We have solar panel for power, lighting, and our satellite communications. We have a quad bike, we have 2 boats for fishing and diving, and we have the freezer, which keeps our food and our produce cold. We rely on rainwater for drinking water, so that's not too hard with 7 metres of rainfall annually. We largely live off the land. When you're living off the land, you're really at the mercy of the weather and the elements. So there's certain times that will allow you to go out and harvest a deer or catch a fish, capture the menu. If you have a down day and the waves are really good, you're more than likely going to go surfing. If the waves aren't good but the river's looking nice, you might catch a trout. If the waves are flat but the ocean's calm, you might go sea fishing. If the ocean's stormy, you might go up the river for a kayak or go through the bush and see if you can spot a deer. Living in the wilderness doesn't mean you're living in isolation from people. We certainly couldn't be doing what we do if it wasn't for the pilots and our neighbours and our friends. Whether it's the harshness of the environment and being so isolated that brings people together, or the fact that the people that are willing to travel this far have like-minded passion for the environment and the outdoors. One thing's for sure over the years is that the community's become really tight-knit.
Can you go ahead and turn this main switch on and we'll just see if she wants to work? Oh no.
When things break or things don't go your way, it's always really important to remember you're in the green. The experience is being out here and enjoying being out here. Everything else is a bonus, so you can't get too serious if one thing breaks. I don't know too many places in the world where you can stand on a boat looking back and you can just see ocean leading into forests, leading into massive snow-capped mountains and glacier-shaped bays with pristine rivers and clear water. The trees are as they were 200 years ago. And the people that I bring out here, they get to experience this nature as it was and as it should be, and we try to keep the area and the environment pristine in this little corner of New Zealand.
Here we are in the Hoh Valley rainforest. This is a cathedral, my cathedral. In this forest is the quietest place in the entire United States, and it's only 1 square inch in size. My mission is to keep it that way. I'm Gordon Hempton. I'm a sound tracker. I travel the globe in search of vanishing sounds, including the most endangered of all, which is simply silence. Noise pollution is nearly inescapable. The Hoh Valley is the quietest, least noise-polluted place in the entire lower 48. I don't know if I can save silence, but I know that I can try. So it was 12 years ago, 2005 Earth Day, that I hiked up the Hoh River Valley. It took 3 miles just to escape the noise of the parking lot. That's when I was looking in every direction for which way I should go. I saw the elk trail, loved to follow their advice, because they love quiet just like I do. And they led me right to the spot.
It's just through that tree and then off into the woods.
I defend this 1 square inch of silence by doing both quiet and noise monitoring. When a noise intrusion occurs, I locate the noise maker, send them a letter, and ask for compliance. This matter is urgent. Within 10 years, it's likely that there will be no quiet places left unless we take action. When I first started, I did not think silence would go extinct in my lifetime. And if that happens, the quiet will disappear and the wildlife will be devastated. The 1 square inch of silence foundation is pressing our politicians to pass a single piece of legislation that will designate Olympic National Park as the world's first quiet park off limits to aircraft. All things are possible. The earth is here. And it's beautiful. And for me, it all starts here in the Hoh Valley.
I think I've came up with the largest collection of old American cars in the world. Yeah, all of them has a story. But they kind of take their place in the forest, you know, and they're part of the forest. They grew up partially in the forest. And my name is Walter Dean Lewis. I run and operate and own Old Car City, USA. I was born and raised in a junkyard, and I like junkyards. This land was clear when I started putting them in there. I wanted nature to take its course, and we just let it go wild. These cars come from other junkyards and just individual people, and they all wind up here at Old Car City. Fords, Chevrolets, General Motors, they laying out there in the forest, rotting away. We build things out of rust out there, and it is a piece of art.
First came the grasses, they came in thick. Then smaller shrubs. With them, the insects returned. Then the trees, and with the trees, the monkeys and elephants. Here at Psy Sanctuary, we have over 300 acres of forest that we have replanted and brought back to life. My full name is Pamela Gale Malhotra, and I am co-founder with my husband of Psy Sanctuary Trust. It had always been our dream to have a private forest sanctuary for wildlife where they would be protected. When we first came here, most of the lands that were sold to us were abandoned lands. Abandoned rice fields, coffee, and cardamom fields as well. A lot of deforestation had taken place. And that took a lot of care and energy and time and years to bring it back.
They've really done well this year.
Yeah, they've done really well. People thought we were quite crazy, but that's okay. A lot of people have thought people that have done some amazing things are crazy. Here in the sanctuary, it is a biodiversity hotspot. I remember walking through the forest, you wouldn't hear anything but the sound of your own feet. Now, the place is alive with sound. One of our main sound makers are the cicadas. They have a tremendous decibel range. Here they start again. We keep striving to do more and more, but the initial goal has been more than achieved. My hope for the next 10 years for this forest is that it will continue to be protected and expanded. We both feel a tremendous amount of joy when we walk through the sanctuary. I've never felt this kind of joy in anything else that I've done in my life.